Okay, so here have been the last approximately 6 hours of my life have been spent in front of Windows XP and Windows 7 trying to get something stupid to work. So a year ago I bought on Amazon this BMW Scanner 1.4.0 aka PA Soft. Came with the CD, came with the scanner, came with the USB-A to USB-B cable. Great, it's like 30 bucks. Showed up about a year ago and I never used it over the entire summer. I didn't want to take the time to figure it out. Remember that sound? Yeah, good memories. So today I decided that I wanted to learn how to use it. So I went and I spent an hour watching YouTube videos on how it works, what you can do with it, and how you do it. And I was very excited to go out and plug it in and experiment. So I booted up my Windows 7 virtual machine, which is here somewhere, and I installed the scanner software 1.4. I opened it up without anything plugged in, and it looked just like this. It said your adapter is not plugged in, but your drivers are installed. I thought, oh, that's good. So I plugged this into my dashboard, plugged that into here, then plugged it into the computer. And then it just comes up and says hardware faulty. So the next 3 hours went to downloading and installing every possible different type of driver for that device that you can possibly think of. I don't know what FTDI is, but I spent a whole bunch of time on their site, and somewhere I've already deleted them off the desktop, but it was a total disaster. I went through the CD, tried to reinstall the software, reinstall the dummy software. I tried a different cable. This is 32-bit Windows 7 Service Pack 1, whatever the latest Windows 7 is. I read that people had more luck in XP, so I made an XP virtual machine, which took forever. I didn't want to build it from the ground up, so I found an image on Pirate Bay, downloaded it. It was made of 10.rar files, so I had to figure out how to take 10.rar files and turn that into a .vmware VM, and then launch the .vmware VM, let it boot, update that so it will work, and then I did the same thing here with the exact same results. And then finally somebody pointed me to this driver pack that you download as an executable and install. I did that, and as soon as it finished installing, I blue screened, and I'll come up with what it said. Came up with this: no more ERP stack locations. So I don't know what an ERP stack is, but it ran out of locations and does a physical memory dump to disk. So whenever I would plug this thing in, it would blue screen. So how do I get into Device Manager to uninstall the drivers whenever I plug it in to make it show up in Device Manager, it crashes? That was the next hour to figure that out. And it turns out I had to get really nerdy and make a batch file that pretty much says that. It's saved as an RTF right now, but if I get rid of the RTF, make it a .bat, throw it over to Windows, boot Windows in safe mode, launch the bat, then go to show hidden devices, then it will show me past devices that have been plugged in recently but aren't currently plugged in, at which point I could then uninstall the drivers for this thing, boot back into regular mode, and install something else that would at least allow INPA to work. I didn't want to sacrifice my INPA installation, but I did. I uninstalled something, so I had to go, I'm going between 3 operating systems right now. I had to figure out how to come over. I don't know why it's not in my history there. It hasn't turned 12 o'clock yet. Anyways, it's been a complete disaster for 6 hours of trying to figure this out. And right now, I'm exactly where I was 6 hours ago. INPA works, this still doesn't. Every single thing I do just says hardware faulty, hardware faulty. Tried the cable, so, oh, and I opened this up to see if pins 7 and 8 are bridged, because they have to be for some reason. They have to be on the OBD2 to USB-A cable, and they have to be on this. I don't know, it's just something with BMW. So I took all these screws out, pried it open, and the pins 7 and 8 are attached with a very nice solder. So that isn't the problem. I also tried plugging this directly into my dashboard. I tried going through a known working 20-pin round connector and plugging it in under the hood. No luck there either. It's just a total shit show. So as far as I'm concerned, BMW Scanner 1.4 PA Soft, that's a total scam. It doesn't work. Unless that, I mean, do they make a bad batch of scanners and just hundreds of people get bad scanners and nobody ever says anything, and there's nothing about like, oh yeah, there was a bad batch. If you go and buy another one, you'll get a good one. Nothing said on that. There's all kinds of people online talking about how it says hardware faulty, and everybody kind of just says, well, reinstall it, try this driver, try that driver. I tried every one that was available online about 5 times, so I'm giving up on that. BMW Scanner is a joke. INPA works, Carly works. It's just super frustrating that I spend all day, and you know, I'm not stupid. I know how to do this stuff. I've been doing it for 15 years. I started as a kid playing with Windows. I used Windows for 10 years, far above the average individual here, and I can't figure out how to install a driver to make a scanner tool work. Meanwhile, they're trying to sell these scanners to the masses that are going to the dealers, and a total nerd can't even figure out how to make it work. So it's just totally pathetic. I'm about to go blast them on Amazon. Anyways, pissed off, cold, going to bed, talk tomorrow Friday. Night.